My dear soul, stop what you're doing right now. What I'm about to tell you is no ordinary message. It's an urgent revelation that can't wait. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you for hours, but your worries and distracting thoughts almost caused you to miss this sacred moment. It is no coincidence that you are here now. It is not chance, it is divine intervention. Take a deep breath and let these words sink deep into your heart, because what I am about to reveal will shake everything you think you know about your life. Someone very close to you, someone in your circle, has been doing something behind your back that you cannot even imagine. I'm not talking about betrayal in the usual sense. It's not about romance or money. It's something much deeper and more disturbing. This person has hired a background consultant, an expert in investigating people's lives, to uncover intimate details about your life that you have never shared publicly. You may be wondering why someone would do this, why a person would invest time and money to uncover your most closely guarded secrets. The answer will shock you. It wasn't out of simple curiosity, it was out of spiritual obsession. This person became intrigued by your transformation and the radical change you underwent after walking away from toxic situations. They couldn't understand how you became so strong, centered, and at peace. They expected you to fall apart, beg for attention, or come crawling back. But what happened was exactly the opposite. You blossomed in silence, grew in solitude, and found your inner light when everyone thought you were lost in darkness. This disturbed them deeply because they couldn't accept that you no longer needed them to be happy, or that you had discovered a source of strength they couldn't understand or control. The investigator hired to look into the matter began working as any professional would, gathering basic information, mapping out your routine, and observing your social connections. But something extraordinary happened during the investigation that changed everything. At one point, he captured an image of you at a specific moment. You were walking alone, unaware that you were being watched. There was an expression on your face that left him completely baffled. He later described your eyes as having a depth he had never seen before, and a serenity that seemed to come from another spiritual plane. At that moment, he felt as if he was not just looking at an ordinary person, but someone who carries a special light, an energy that touches the souls of those who observe her with true attention. That image followed him home, disturbing his sleep and invading his thoughts in a way he could not explain. Before revealing what will transform your understanding of everything happening around you, write this mantra in the comments. No evil can reach me, for I am protected by the light of angels. This will seal your energy with angelic power and prevent any shadow from approaching you during this powerful revelation. What this investigator didn't know is that your spiritual presence is so intense that it affects even those who approach you with questionable intentions. You carry a vibrational frequency that destabilizes negative energies and awakens the consciousness of those living in emotional darkness. When he tried to focus solely on his work, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was violating something sacred. For several days, he tried to continue his investigation, but every new piece of information he discovered about you increased his admiration, and consequently, his guilt. He learned from records how you discreetly help people, maintain genuine relationships, and preserve your dignity in the face of adversity. He discovered that you devote time to social causes, that you have a history of generosity few know about, and that your life is a practical demonstration of high values. Then, one night, he had a disturbing dream in which he saw himself standing before a bright light. The light showed him the difference between investigating out of professional necessity and invading privacy for petty reasons. He woke up with tears in his eyes and the absolute certainty that he had to stop the investigation immediately. That same day, he quit his job, returned the money he had received, and wrote a letter to the person who had hired him. He explained that he could not continue because he had found someone who deserved respect, not espionage. This letter did not reach the person who hired him by chance. Higher spiritual forces intercepted it, because Archangel Michael orchestrated every movement of this situation so you would discover the truth at the right time. The person who tried to secretly investigate your life is now facing a deep spiritual crisis. They are questioning their motivations and recognizing that they crossed a sacred line that should never have been crossed. The most surprising part of this revelation is that this same person is undergoing an intense inner transformation. They have begun to seek spiritual answers, question their own behavior, and recognize qualities in you that they would like to develop in themselves. What began as an invasion of privacy has turned into a spiritual awakening. Now she feels an urgent need to apologize to you personally. You may feel violated, betrayed, and confused by this information, but understand something fundamental. You were not the victim in this situation. You were the divine instrument used to awaken a lost soul. Your energy is powerful, and your light is intense. Even people who approach you with dubious intentions end up being transformed by indirect contact with your spiritual essence. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this situation was permitted to demonstrate the transformative power within you, not to harm you. Those who should be investigating you end up admiring you. Individuals who plan to use you end up respecting you. Those who try to diminish you end up recognizing your spiritual greatness. This happens because you carry a divine mark that awakens the dormant consciousness in everyone around you. Now, pay close attention, because I'm about to tell you something that will change your perspective on everything. This person who invaded your privacy is being prepared by the universe to become one of your greatest supporters. They are undergoing a process of spiritual purification that will lead them to publicly acknowledge their mistake and honor you as you deserve. If this message touches your heart, consider supporting this channel by clicking the thank you button. This gesture supports the mission of spreading words of light and allows us to reach more people who, like you, need to wake up to this invisible reality that greatly interferes with real life. To receive this transformative power in your life, write in the comments now, "I am guided, protected, and strengthened by the angels of light." From this point on, nothing will be the same because you are entering a phase in which your spiritual influence will become more evident and powerful. Over the next few weeks, you will notice subtle changes in the behavior of those around you. Some will treat you with newfound respect. Others will seek your company, unable to explain why. There will be those who feel the need to apologize for past actions you didn't know bothered them. This is happening because your spiritual energy is expanding and affecting everyone in your social circle. The investigator who quit his job didn't just disappear from the story. He became a silent protector of your reputation. Without your knowledge, he defended your name in conversations where others questioned your character or intentions. He has transformed from a spy into a guardian, and from an invader into a defender. This proves once again the transformative power your spiritual presence has over people. However, something even deeper is happening in this situation that I must reveal. The person who hired you is preparing for an encounter with you that will change both of your lives forever. This encounter will not be casual or accidental. It will be a divinely orchestrated moment where truths will be revealed, forgiveness will be offered, and a new phase of your relationship will begin. You may be wondering how to react when this moment arrives, and how to position yourself in front of someone who violated your privacy so intimately. The answer is simple. Respond with the same grace and dignity you have always shown, because your response will determine the future of this relationship and the blessings the universe will release into your life. Archangel Michael whispers to me that you are being prepared for a spiritual leadership role much greater than you can imagine. The investigation is only the first test of how you will handle complex challenges, where you will need to demonstrate wisdom, compassion, and spiritual firmness simultaneously. Your reaction to this revelation will reveal the level of spiritual maturity you have achieved during this period of inner growth. The universe is watching how you process this information and integrate this truth into your journey of personal evolution. It is especially watching how you use this experience to strengthen your connection to higher purposes. The person who ordered the investigation is currently struggling with conflicting feelings of shame, admiration, regret, and a desire for reconciliation. Through the partial report she received before the investigator quit, she discovered that you not only survived the recent difficulties you faced, but also emerged as a much more powerful and centered version of yourself. She is deeply unsettled because she expected to find signs of weakness, vulnerability, or need, but found evidence of an inner strength she cannot fully comprehend. She discovered that you have developed a routine of self-awareness and cultivate genuine relationships. You contribute positively to your community and maintain a serenity that she wishes she possessed. Now, write in the comments, My energy is sacred, and no evil has power over me. This shows the universe that you recognize your value and refuse to be affected by toxic energies that try to extinguish your inner light. The most fascinating thing about this situation is that, while you were living your life authentically and focusing on your growth and well-being, unaware that you were being observed, your mere existence was having a transformative impact on people you never imagined were paying attention to you. Your light shone so brightly that even those who tried to study you were positively influenced. This demonstrates the power of a spiritually aligned person, the ability to transform environments and people simply by existing authentically and being connected to higher values. You didn't have to do anything extraordinary. Your genuine essence was enough to awaken recognition and even spiritual awakening in others. The investigator who quit his job now spends his days wondering how many other times he invaded the privacy of people who deserved respect and admiration instead of surveillance and suspicion, like you. His experience with your energy made him rethink his career completely and consider a radical change to a job that contributes positively to society. During his conversations with his former employer before quitting, he mentioned several times that you have a special quality that is difficult to define but impossible to ignore. He described you as someone who consistently lives by your values, treats people with genuine kindness, and maintains natural dignity, even in challenging situations. These observations created an internal conflict in the person who requested the investigation, because they realized their motivations for spying on you were unjustifiable, and their curiosity had crossed important ethical boundaries. They realized they owed you a sincere apology for violating your privacy. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this situation is elevating you to a new level of social and spiritual recognition. People who once saw you as just another ordinary person now recognize that there is something special about you that transcends superficial appearances. Your reputation is strengthening in ways you cannot imagine. This experience teaches a profound lesson. When we live authentically and in alignment with high principles, our influence extends far beyond what we can consciously perceive. You are positively affecting people you don't know, inspiring change in individuals who observe your way of being and wish to develop similar characteristics. Write in the comments, "Where there is light, no shadow remains." This will be your invisible shield against everything that has tried to stop you until now. Take a deep breath, because the next revelation will deeply move you. The person who invaded your privacy is being prepared by the universe to publicly attest to your integrity and character. Their conscience will compel them to correct any misunderstandings that may have arisen about you and publicly acknowledge the exceptional qualities they discovered during this investigation. Furthermore, they are being transformed by your example in such a way that they will implement significant changes in their behavior. Your influence on them will be so profound that others close to them will notice these changes and ask how they occurred, creating opportunities for you to share the impact you've had on their lives. Understand that this situation did not happen to shake you up or make you feel vulnerable. It happened to reveal the extent of your spiritual influence and prepare you for greater responsibilities. You are being tested on your ability to respond with wisdom and compassion to complex situations that require emotional maturity. The universe is watching how you process this information, because your reaction will determine the blessings and opportunities that will come your way next. If you choose the path of revenge or resentment, you will limit your own growth. However, if you choose forgiveness and understanding, you will open portals to extraordinary experiences. During this process, aspects of your life were revealed that you don't fully appreciate. It was documented how you maintain long-standing relationships based on genuine loyalty, how you dedicate yourself to personal projects with admirable persistence, and how you face challenges without losing your positive essence. These observations paint a portrait of someone who lives by solid principles. The person who commissioned this investigation now realizes that their suspicions and curiosities about you were completely unfounded. Instead of finding reasons to validate criticism or judgment, they found irrefutable evidence that you are the person of integrity and trustworthiness you have always shown yourself to be in direct interactions. If this message has touched your heart and you want to support it so that it reaches more people, click "Thank you very much" This kind gesture helps keep this mission of spreading transformative messages to those who need them alive. To activate the angel's complete protection over your life, write in the comments, "I now activate my spiritual protection shield." This simple act strengthens your aura and prevents energetic imbalances from affecting you as we navigate these profound revelations. An investigator who quit his job had such a powerful experience with your energy that he began to question his entire previous professional approach, not just this specific job. He realized that he had spent years focusing on the negative or problematic aspects of the people he investigated. However, finding someone as honest as you made him reconsider whether he could use his analytical skills in a more positive way. This reflection led him to look for ways to apply his investigative skills to positive social causes. For example, he could help charitable organizations verify the legitimacy of people who volunteer to work with children or the elderly. Because of the impact your positive energy had on him, his professional life is being redirected toward constructive purposes. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this experience is part of a larger preparation process for your future role as an inspirational leader. People with your ability to positively influence others, even unintentionally, are chosen by the universe for positions where they can impact entire communities through their personal example. The way you handle this delicate situation will serve as a model for how spiritually mature individuals respond to privacy violations and breaches of trust. Others will observe your reaction and learn about dignity, forgiveness, and transforming conflict into opportunities for mutual growth. The person who ordered the investigation is undergoing an intense internal process in which she is recognizing problematic behavioral patterns that extend beyond this specific situation. She realizes that she tends to seek information about people indirectly, rather than cultivating relationships based on honest, direct communication. This realization has caused an identity crisis, prompting her to question whether she truly knows the important people in her life, or if she only has superficial impressions based on external observations and assumptions. Her experience with you is serving as a catalyst for a much broader personal transformation. Write in the comments, "The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness." This statement affirms your courage, faith, and spiritual rebirth, allowing you to face any situation with serenity and wisdom. Over the next few weeks, you will begin to notice subtle signs that this person is preparing for an honest conversation with you. These signs may come through indirect contacts, cautious messages, or even mutual friends who mention your name in a complimentary way without explaining why. When the time comes for direct confrontation, remember that you have the opportunity to demonstrate the kind of spiritual leadership the world needs, the ability to transform conflicts into connections, betrayals into opportunities for growth, and violations into moments of mutual healing. The universe is preparing you for this moment because it knows you have the emotional and spiritual maturity to navigate this situation in a way that benefits everyone, setting a precedent for resolving similar conflicts with grace and wisdom. The truth I need to reveal goes beyond this situation with the investigation. It relates to the awakening of a spiritual gift you possess, but have not yet recognized. Your ability to transform people through your mere presence is no coincidence. It is a divine talent gradually being activated so you can fulfill a greater purpose in this life. Throughout these events, Archangel Michael has observed how your energy behaves under pressure, testing your ability to maintain emotional balance when confronted with personal violations. The results have impressed even the higher spiritual realms because you have demonstrated an inner stability that few human beings can maintain under similar circumstances. This stability is not just strength of character. It's proof that you've developed a deep connection to spiritual powers that transcend external circumstances. You have learned to seek security and identity in eternal truths, rather than relying on external approval or control over the situations around you. An investigator who left the job told his colleagues that meeting you was like discovering that genuine kindness still exists in the world. This statement circulated in professional circles, where cynicism about human nature tends to develop due to constant exposure to questionable behavior during investigations. His words sparked curiosity among similar professionals, who began to wonder if they could also find people who would restore their faith in humanity. Without realizing it, you have become a symbol of hope in professional communities that rarely witness positive examples of human character. To receive divine clarity about your next step, write in the comments, "I am protected by invisible forces working on my behalf." This opens the way for angels to work more intensely in your life and reveal opportunities prepared especially for you. The person who ordered the investigation is currently writing and rewriting an apology letter because they cannot find the words to express their shame for violating your privacy in such an intimate way. They realize no justification can make their actions acceptable, and they are struggling to apologize without sounding manipulative or self-serving. This internal struggle is a transformative experience because she is forced to confront aspects of her character she has always avoided. She is discovering controlling and invasive tendencies that damaged other relationships in the past. Her experience with you has awakened her to these destructive patterns. The universe is using you as an instrument of healing, not only for this person, but also for everyone in your network who will benefit from her personal transformation. Your influence is creating waves of positive change that will extend far beyond this situation. During this process, you are being prepared to recognize and accept the transformative power you naturally possess. Many people go through their entire lives without realizing the positive impact they have on others. However, you are being awakened to this reality so that you can use this gift more consciously and intentionally. Archangel Michael wants you to know that situations like this will become more frequent as you grow spiritually. People will be drawn to your energy, some with pure intentions, others with questionable motives, but all will ultimately be transformed by contact with your inner light. Write in the comments, "My heart is light, and no evil can resist this vibration." In doing so will reinforce your inner strength and dissolve any negative energy that approaches you with harmful intentions. An investigation revealed something even you did not know. You have exceptional consistency of character in both public and private situations. There is no discrepancy between who you are when observed and who you are when alone. This genuine integrity is extremely rare, which explains why your presence has such an impact on people who are used to interacting with individuals who present different personas depending on the circumstances. You embody authenticity in a world where many people wear social masks. The person who invaded your privacy now realizes that her insecurities and mistrust led her to seek information about someone who has always been transparent and honest in her interactions. She recognizes that the problem was never you or your trustworthiness. The problem has always been her own unresolved internal issues. This realization is causing a profound shift in her self-perception and how she relates to important people in her life. She is beginning to question how many other times she has acted out of insecurity instead of trusting direct, honest communication. This experience is a turning point for her, as she must decide whether to continue living through control and mistrust or develop the ability to build relationships based on mutual vulnerability and genuine trust. This transcends the specific situation. You are entering a phase of life where your spiritual influence will expand in unimaginable ways. The universe has tested your reaction to personal violations and has been impressed by your ability to remain serene and compassionate, even when faced with betrayals of trust. Your demonstrated emotional maturity qualifies you for much greater responsibilities that await you on your journey. People with your ability to transform conflict into opportunities for growth are chosen to lead healing movements in entire communities, inspiring others by setting a practical example of how to respond to adversity with grace. The investigator who quit his job is undergoing such a profound transformation that he has decided to change careers completely. He enrolled in psychology and human development courses because he wants to use his analytical skills to help people understand themselves better rather than invade their privacy without permission. His professional life is redirecting toward constructive purposes. This change will positively impact hundreds of people he will help in the future through his new profession. His decision to abandon the investigation into you will be the moment that changes not only his life, but also the lives of all the people he will help on their journeys of self-discovery and personal growth. If this message touches your heart, please support its delivery by clicking "Thank you very much." Thanks to gestures like this, we are able to continue bringing messages like this to those who need them most. Your support makes a difference in the light we share. To seal your spiritual protection during this phase of transformation, write in the comments, "I am invincible when I connect with the light of the heavens." This is more than a mantra. It's a call for your spirit to fully awaken to your divine potential. The person who ordered the investigation is being prepared by the universe to become one of your greatest public defenders. They will undergo a process in which they will recognize the mistake they made and the exceptional qualities they discovered in you during this experience. This recognition will compel them to correct any negative impressions that others may have about you. Furthermore, they will become a vocal witness to your integrity in social circles where your name may be mentioned. People who have never met you will hear praise about your character from someone with access to intimate information about your life, who can convincingly attest to your authenticity. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this situation has been orchestrated to strengthen your reputation in ways that you could never achieve through self-promotion. Having someone who initially viewed you with suspicion become a passionate defender of your character will create a kind of credibility that will positively influence many future situations in your life. Over the next few weeks, you will notice subtle changes in how certain people treat you. There will be newfound respect and admiration, and your name will be mentioned in a complimentary way in conversations where you are not present. These changes are a direct result of the revelations that have emerged from this improper investigation. Your ability to transform negative situations into opportunities for growth for everyone involved is attracting the attention of higher spiritual dimensions. You are being observed and evaluated for leadership roles that require this emotional wisdom and spiritual maturity. Write in the comments, "The presence of angels surrounds me and keeps me safe in all my ways." This gesture will open the wings of heavenly protection over you. As we move toward the final revelations of this transformative message, the investigation revealed something you need to embrace. You possess a rare character trait that is extremely valuable in today's world. Your moral consistency, your ability to maintain dignity under pressure, and your ability to forgive personal violations are treasures that few people develop fully. The universe is preparing opportunities where these qualities will be recognized and rewarded. People in positions of authority and influence are being directed to meet you because they need examples of genuine integrity in their personal and professional circles. The person who violated your privacy is discovering that the guilt and shame they feel can be catalysts for much-needed personal transformation. They are being forced to examine problematic behavioral patterns that have affected many of their relationships, and their experience with you has become a wake-up call for essential changes. This transformation will create a positive ripple effect on everyone close to her, family, friends, and colleagues, who will benefit from her becoming a more mature and conscious person. Her transformative influence impacts not only her, but also her entire network of relationships. The most beautiful thing about this situation is that you achieved all this simply by being authentic, living according to your values, and maintaining your integrity, even when you believed no one was watching. Your natural light was enough to cause profound transformations in multiple lives. The time has come for the most sacred moment of this revelation, when I must share with you what Archangel Michael whispered to me about your immediate future. The investigation was not just about exposing the violation of your privacy. It was about awakening you to the magnitude of your transformative power and preparing you to accept the responsibility that comes with this gift. In the future, you will encounter situations where others will seek the wisdom and compassion you demonstrated while processing this revelation. Those facing similar betrayals will seek your advice. People struggling to forgive personal violations will look to your example. Those questioning whether it's possible to maintain integrity in a competitive world will find hope in your story. The investigator who abandoned the case has become one of your greatest silent admirers, unbeknownst to you. He mentions you to his friends as proof that genuine kindness still exists, inspiring them to believe that relationships based on trust and mutual respect are possible, even in times of widespread mistrust. Your influence on him is spreading through social circles that don't know you exist, creating waves of hope and inspiration in people who will never meet you but will be indirectly touched by your impact on his life. This is the true nature of transformative power. It multiplies infinitely through human connections. The person who ordered the investigation is finally gathering the courage to approach you directly. They have spent weeks mentally rehearsing how to broach the subject, how to apologize genuinely, and how to explain their motivations without sounding manipulative. This mental preparation is a healing process for them because it forces them to confront their insecurities and problematic relationship patterns. To seal this transformation in your life, write in the comments, "Evil does not touch those who live in the light of truth." This seals your vibration in integrity and attracts a heavenly protective shield to all future situations you will face. Archangel Michael wants you to know that your reaction to this encounter, which will happen very soon, will determine the course of this relationship and the level of spiritual authority released into your life. The universe is watching to see how you navigate this delicate situation, because your response will demonstrate whether you are ready for the greater responsibilities being prepared for you. If you respond with compassion and wisdom, acknowledging this person's flawed humanity without excusing inappropriate behavior, you will demonstrate the balanced leadership the world needs. This will be your opportunity to show how spiritually mature people handle personal violations, not with vengeance or passivity, but with compassionate firmness. Most extraordinary of all, your ability to transform this problematic situation into an opportunity for mutual growth will set a precedent that will inspire others who witness it. They will learn that it is possible to maintain personal dignity while offering grace to those who have hurt us. This demonstrates that strength and compassion are not contradictory qualities. Write in the comments, "I receive the light, peace, and protection that are my divine right." Doing so activates a portal of complete release from any residual negative energy from this experience, allowing only positive lessons and growth to remain. Throughout this process, you have developed an inner clarity about your identity and worth that no one can question or shake. You have discovered that your self-worth does not depend on external approval or control over others' actions. It is grounded in eternal truths about who you are and your purpose. This discovery will make you virtually immune to future emotional manipulation because you have learned to distinguish constructive criticism, worthy of consideration, from attacks reflecting the insecurities of those who make them more than your true character. This discernment will become infallible as your influence expands. Now, I would like to extend a special invitation to those of you who have come this far on a journey of revelation and transformation. If you feel renewed hope about your ability to overcome adversity while maintaining your integrity after reading these words, and if you have recognized aspects of your own story in them, I would love for you to join our community of awakened souls. Click the sign up button to become part of this spiritual family that supports each other on journeys of growth and discovery. Turn on notifications so you won't miss the next revelations, which will come directly from the divine heart to guide your steps. Most importantly, share in the comments how this message impacted you and what insights and transformations you have experienced. Your story matters. Your journey inspires others. Your words may be exactly what someone needs to hear today to not give up on their own transformation. Together, let's create a community where experiences become shared wisdom, pain becomes bridges of human connection, and each individual story contributes to a collective tapestry of hope and renewal. You did not walk here alone, and you will not have to walk alone from here on out. Archangel Michael will continue to guide you. I will continue to deliver the messages your soul needs, and this community will continue to offer you spiritual support.